Why? Why?
Wait, wouldn't you?
Fraction exponent. Shh. Fraction exponent. That's all I gotta say. Shh. Fraction exponent. Okay, so, how would I get rid of that fraction exponent? This is what you do. Now it's similar to before with the square roots. And if you think you know, you can write it out differently. I could write this out like this if I wanted to. I can say x plus 3, and I could say squared, and then I do the third root. That's what that means. That's what that 3 means on the bottom of the exponent. It's the third root. But I like leaving it like this. And all you have to do is raise both sides to a power. What power would I want to raise?
3/2?
Yeah, 3. Just 3. Now, you could do 3/2 at the same time. That would work.
Okay.
Actually, let's do that. Let's do 3/2. I kind of like that. Okay, so I was going to do it one at a time, but since you guys said that, that's what I'll do. Okay, now watch what happens. Watch what happens. When you have a parenthesis exponent, what do you do to the inside exponent? You multiply. So what is 2 times 3 and 3 times 2? It'd be 6/6. And what is 6/6 equal to? 1. So I don't even need this anymore. It's a power of 1, right? Right. Okay, on the other side, we have this 8 being raised to the third power and square rooted. So how do you want to do this first? Do you guys want to do the power, or do you guys want to do the root first? You can choose. Unfortunately, both ways are dirty. Okay, like you can't square root an 8. And raising 8 to the third power is going to be a gigantic number. I'm going to do the power first just because. There's no reason, rhyme or reason. So what is 8 times 8 times 8 times 8? So you get 64 times 8. Did anybody get it? 512.
Oh wait,
Oh, hey, isn't 512 a special number?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did the power, but what is, can I take the square root of that?
I think so.
Is there something that I would get? 64? 64 times 64 gives me that?
Isn't it 26 or something?
26? Let's do 26 times 26. That's a 2. That's a 3. That's going to be 12 and 15. Then I get 2, 1, 5 plus. I get 672. Boo. So it's not pretty. So it looks like I'm just going to leave it. In fact, instead of writing square or 1/2, I'm going to write the square root because that's the same thing as the 1/2 power. And then I just have to subtract 3 from both sides, and I get my answer. Now we can simplify this, but it's really annoying. I don't want it to. So I'm gonna go backwards actually, and I'm gonna undo what I did. I'm gonna do the square root first because I like simplifying this more than simplifying this. So are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. So let's do it that way. Okay. So we have x plus 3 equals, and I'm gonna do the square root of 8. I'm gonna simplify that, and then we'll leave the power for later. Okay. So how do I simplify the square root of 8? Well, that divides, 4 and 2, right? So what's the square root of 4? Yeah, 4 times 2 is 8, so that's why I did that. And then I have a 2, square root of 2, and I have to raise this to the third power. Let's go ahead and move that 3 over now. Okay, so I just subtracted 3 from both sides. All right, now, how do I simplify this? What is 2 times 2 times 2? 8. And then what is rad 2 times rad 2 times rad 2? It's going to be square root of 8, right? Right? Okay, and we can simplify square root of 8. We did that earlier. Square root of 4 and square root of 2. So that's going to be a 2. So that means we have 16 square root of 2, then minus 3. So I guess that's what this would simplify to. What is 16 times 16? Do that on your calculator. What's 16 times 16? And see if that divides 512. 256? Okay, does that divide 512? Yeah. So if we had this 256 and 2, that's how you do it. And this is a perfect square. That equals 16, right? Right? Fancy. So we still get the same thing. This way was easier, though.